the timer.
Okay.
I
got it.
Is counting backwards?
No.
I have
Should
it.
it be counting backwards?
I got it.
You have one?
Yeah,
Okay.
I got it.
Is your timer counting backwards?
Yes.
Okay. Put your hands in front of your face, and when you clap your hands, you're on the air.
Hello, welcome to Talking Peace. I'm your host, Deidra EmEl, Executive Director of the Western New York Peace Center. And today we have a wonderful woman from Mommie Village, Shyana Broughton, friend, doula, all around wonderful person here with us today. And we just want to, before we get started, thank you to Richard Wicca, our producer, and to WBNY 98.3 FM for holding it down on the station today. 1 to 3. Remember, don't miss out. So today we want to talk about Mommie's Village and what that is, and childbirth and building families and communities. And so we have a few questions to start off with what we bring to the table, what values we bring to the table in this discussion. And we're just going to have an organic conversation, just like we was talking, the other day. So
yes.
It's a lot to talk about, but I think we can get through, a few different things. So Shyana, what values do you bring to this discussion today?
Well, I want y'all to know that my heart is with my sisters as I go through this as a doula, lactation, and postpartum support person. It started 20 years ago when I served my sister for the first time. She was 17 and didn't really know what to expect with my nephew, who is now 20 and has his baby. So I honestly, I think that it's been etched forever for me to be a big sister to my sisters. With our numbers being so bad, I really just want to offer them refuge and know that, my heart is with them. I really enjoy watching them flourish into being, young moms. And, having 3 kids myself, it's just something that I feel like I owe them too, you know what I mean? Because, the transition into motherhood can be rough. You don't necessarily have to do it by yourself. So I offer community and village because, we don't have to be the disparities. We can literally beat that. And it's really easy, it's easy to do if you just tap into who you are, realize that, you can do it despite what they say, despite what the numbers are. I come with solutions. So that's who I plan to be forever.
Right. That's right. And I think that's a big part. The values, I bring, I think to this discussion is that working with women and families, with women and families, helps us to see the disparities in person and also the solutions in person. It's not just a statistical number, just made up, by different organizations, but we get to see the qualitative information, when we work with people one-on-one, and then as activists, when we fight for, different issues on a larger scale, because we understand, we felt their pain, we see their triumphs, so that's just kind of values I bring to the table that, I love that. I love the work that you do. If I was in a different position, I'd probably be right there, there with you. But the universe had me kind of go in this direction for a little while anyway. I think I'm going to come full circle eventually. And which is interesting that you started, 20 years ago into this realm, I would say, of activism it was about the same for me. I had had a few girlfriends, friends that were teen moms, and I would go there just as their friend, as their sister, and go to the hospital while they're in labor and support them. But what I knew in the hospital was that they were talked down to. They were talked to as like little girls. These are poor young women, black, white, mixed, whatever, and they did not have the respect. They didn't have the respect of the staff, and I just thought it was appalling. It was absolutely appalling to me. And that was, I think, one of my pushes, into advocacy.
Right.
Real advocacy, not to speak for, women, but to encourage them that they do have a voice and how and when, they can use it, most effectively.
Right.
And, I became a doula, and childbirth educator, over the years. And I'm still a doula, I'm not actively at births right now, but I am still a birth activist. I am a whole woman activist. And I think that that's important to, it's always important. So I see it, I work on a larger scale, on the quantitative now, than, dealing with, personal families, like I used to, but it's still all relevant. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it all goes hand in hand, honestly. Like the work that I do has a lot more to do with the community, and even like, so my daughter is 11, right?
Yeah.
It really has more to do with her and teaching them early that they can be in control of their bodies and that they know what to do, so that when you get into these very, very white spaces, that you don't have to accept what they're telling you. If it feels wrong to you, you can ask questions. And that's all I really, really want, is for everyone to know how to advocate for themselves. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, me knowing about my body is going to dictate how this visit is going to go. Right.
Right.
So I teach these moms like to do the same thing. Sweetheart, you don't have to accept what they're telling you. Right. This is your body. This is your baby. This is your right to bring your baby into the world the way that you would like. Right. And, like they sometimes, like, systemic racism is really tricky, right? So it feels like they're telling you the truth. But what they really don't realize is that they're raising your cortisol levels and making you crazy. So now you're like,
you're building your stress
level of having a baby early. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm like,
everything's
it's not
closing
necessary.
up.
It's not necessary. It's like, come on. Come on. Yes. And they don't really want me in the room. So I just have to train them to know what to listen for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they're not going to tell you outright, like, we're really trying to get you to have a baby because it's $500,000 to have a NICU baby. But to have your baby just outright, ain't no money in that. We need you to have some baby.
Or it costs more to have cesarean. Yeah.
Yes, or cesarean births. Come on. We know what it is. So it's like, okay, well, we realize what country we live in, and we move accordingly. You know, like, no matter what the story is, we're here now. And if you're still trying to tell us that we don't belong and all this stuff, and very ways, like all these ways that we're talking about now, then it's time for us to make sure that our girls, our women, our young ladies know what their rights are and know that they don't have to accept it. We talk about beet juice at my house.
What'd you say?
We talk about beet juice and ginger at our house and putting our feet in the grass and sunlight.
That's right. I mean, but I think that's what it is that, womanhood doesn't start at, at pregnancy, or it doesn't start at, or even at menses. You begin to teach young females, what it is to be a woman as soon as they know who they are. As I'm a separate human being, this is my world. 2 years old, 3 years old, you start to teach them, okay, well, this is what you do. This is who you are. This is your name. This is your character. I think that, like the old blessing ways and the ceremonies that help you kind of reach different plateaus of womanhood has been lost, and that's a part of our way as doulas as well, is to help to teach, this is what your body does. This is what this is how it's connected to the community. This is how it's connected to the family, and how much it should be honored, by males and females,
Mm-hmm.
And
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead.
Girl, listen. This is my jam right here. That's
what I'm saying. Like I got like,
oh, she talking about stuff I love.
Yes.
We are doing blessing ways. We're getting back to like honoring mom. We're getting back to like the baby is gonna be fine. She's gonna be fine. It's the mother. I want her. I want her, and I want her to be able to come into my house or any house and feel comfortable saying, you know what, this is hard. Like, this is terrible.
Yes.
Like, and not feel no ways about it. Baby, we know. Come sit with us. You know what I mean?
And that's why I talk about whole woman care, because, being, having a doula doesn't mean that you're choosing the so-called all-natural birth that is going to be perfect and this is the right way. It's about your choice to have, like you said, the birth that you would like to have, connecting with the energy of the universe.
Yes.
So meaning that you have some ideas how you want to do things, but at the end of the day, that baby's going to be birthed the way that baby want to be birthed.
That's right.
So, but being able to make choices throughout the process is what truly empowers us. And no matter if we chose an epidural or we chose shepherd's purse or we chose, different herbs or water therapy, whatever, it was your empowerment to choose.
That's right.
And that you are still a whole woman. You are still a whole mother, whatever choice you made.
That's right. Or even like when your birth doesn't look the way that you expected it.
Yeah.
Sweetheart, you are still a mama.
What's that? 75% is not what you expected.
Yes. I mean, the first two were like trials, honey. Oh, please. Oh. I didn't have nothing right. Bye, darling. I didn't have anything right, but I tell you, by the third one, I got everything I wanted. But how many times did I have to do it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You learned
I had
what
him
you wanted.
I was, if it weren't for the hospital births, I would not have been able to choose the birth that I had for my last child. I wanted for him to be, absolutely birthed at home. I didn't want any interference. The reason why I knew that was because I'm like, the doctors are talking yin yang to me and I don't want to hear it. So I'm like, listen, let me make some choices. And I found a midwife and I had friends that were like supporting me. And that was what really like drove it home for me. Like, listen, I can do this the way I want and so can you.
That's
because I was stubborn. I was stubborn as now. I walked into Eileen Stewart and said, listen, I know I'm late, but you can take me today because I'm going to have this baby in the tub, okay?
Yes.
Because they talking all kind of stuff to me and I don't want to hear it. So,
right. That's right. But that's
so I'm just teaching other women how to do it,
That's what it is. It's education. It really is. And I think that what we're doing is not new. Women have been taking care of women since time has begun. Like we've been doing this. We have been doulaing and maid servicing each other forever.
Right.
Okay. So it's nothing new about the concept. What is new is the breakdown of the family and community structures that supported women supporting women. you know,
Right.
mama and grandmama and auntie and, you know, great auntie or whatever down the street in the, you know, so-called village used to be there to teach you the way, to direct, to more so facilitate you becoming into yourself. When you give birth, you do become a different person.
Yes.
You know,
Yes,
you know, you birthing yourself too, you know, each
Yes.
time.
It
You know,
is
you
the
come to
best
another
thing in
level.
the world, I swear. Seeing moms be like women who think that they
Yes.
like, listen, baby, you ain't seen nothing yet. Wait till you become a mom. Because being a woman is rough, but like being I mean, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful struggle some days.
Yeah.
But being a mother, I'm in the room with women who are transitioning from being just themselves
Yes.
to a mother. And I know you know what I'm talking about. That moment in time where you're like, whoo, this little tiny human is mine.
Yes. Yes.
We got to transition ourselves better, you know?
Right. And such accountability and a responsibility, you know, that you have towards that little being,
Yes.
you know, makes all the difference in the world, you know. And you know, I wanted to also talk about how Mommie Village, you know, came to be, because I remember about even as I would say early, not as 20 years ago, but as early as 2009-ish, 2010, I could hardly find any doulas of color.
Right.
I just remember I was there.
Yes,
and I would search and look, and I found no one at first. And I would teach, you know, childbirth education classes to majority, other, non, people of color. And I would say, how do I get to the women that may not even know that doulas exist? How do I kind of educate more the people? How do I educate different communities? So yeah. So how did Mommie Village get started?
Right. Well, we started officially as a nonprofit in 2020. I'm thankful. I'm so happy because the nonprofit status just basically allows me to really help the ones that really need it the most.
Yes.
The moms in the communities that don't know that there are better ways to transition into motherhood. It's really difficult sometimes, especially. So the statistics show that Black women are still transitioning into motherhood by themselves. Mm-hmm. And with that being said, the number one killer of anyone, it doesn't matter what race, color, or anything, is loneliness. So if you're telling me that loneliness is killing people, and all I have to do is put apples on my table and tell you to come and have lentils with me, and it cures your loneliness, come sit with me.
Yes.
Come talk to me. Come have tea with me, because I will always have what you need. And it's really just conversation. So at this point, like, Our Mommie Village was established because not only was it my sister who set the model, but I saw as a social worker that they were calling CPS on these mothers who really just needed somebody to love on them. Like,
that's right.
Excuse me.
That's right.
Like, our communities need love. They don't need somebody to judge them. When it comes down to it, these mothers are experiencing motherhood for the first time. So if they're doing it for the first time, there's a lot they don't know, right?
Right.
All
That's
we have to do is love them. That's it. Like, I've gone through a lot. I've experienced a lot, but listen, my son is 17. So I've made a lot of mistakes that they don't have to make.
Right.
Leverage my experience so that you understand what it is that you need for your child. So at the end of the day, it's really about me taking my position as a mother, as a friend, as a sister, as an auntie, I'm going to love
Yes.
these women no matter what, right? And listen,
That's right.
they not going to come to me perfect, Deidra.
No.
They going to give me a
What-
fight, but guess what? I don't care. I'm
That's
going to
right.
love them anyway. Listen, go
That's
ahead and
right.
talk you could talk your talk, baby, but it's not going to matter. At the end of the day, you will be sitting at my table and you will be eating lentils with sea moss in them. Okay? And you will have some beet juice with ginger in it.
But
And
see,
you
that
will
goes
eat
back to
avocado with a little bit of sea salt on it. And you will put your feet in the grass.
yes.
Yes.
And be connected. And you will hug a tree today.
Yes. Because guess who? My kids love trees. And we sit in our beautiful window. Like you can't see this window out here, but I sit in this window like somebody grandma already. I watch birds, squirrels, children, families all day. I am sitting here because I know that it's a blessing that I'm on the east side for the first time in my life.
Wow.
Food deserts, empty lots, dilapidated houses,
Yes.
but all so that I can literally grow. I'm a stretch and grow because we deserve beautiful spaces. And I got one right here in my house.
That's right. That's right.
With plants and everything else.
You know, what you said was so powerful that, you know, the number one cause of death is loneliness. And when you open up space in your heart, you know, in your soul, in your house, you know, that helps to other people to heal. That just helps them to heal, that they just heard. They know they half the time people know that they're not talking right. You know, it's just a feeling that they just need to get out, and they need to get it out without hurting other people. You know, so it's just talking it out. Okay, well, I'm not, you know, a licensed therapist, but guess what? I do have ears. I can listen, and I can still love you, you know, in spite.
That's right.
You know,
without judgment.
I love you enough to tell you about yourself too.
Yes. Because it's like, even though I come without judgment, I absolutely say, I love you enough to tell you the truth. Okay.
Yes.
So when you're doing something that you really are sabotaging your own happiness, I'm going to say out loud, sweetheart, your anxiety is through the roof because you are taking on other people's nonsense. Knock it off. You know, love on your baby, get home and love your baby.
Right.
You know, or, you know, like in community right now, we have so many things that are like so not right, right?
Right.
I think it's weird that we don't hold our babies. I think it's weird that we have a hard time with breastfeeding. I think it's weird. Okay? It's weird, but let me be the unicorn that says, nurse your baby. My kids were almost 3. It's not common in the Black community. You know what I mean?
No, it's not.
No, it's not. Natural birth is not common. Trusting your body is not common. Not taking birth control is not common. Like I broke my waist beads, my cycle beads, but I keep up with my cycle on my wrist.
But that has to be taught.
That
does. Goes back to when they're young, you have to teach them how, you know, like this is how you count. This is how you take care of yourself. These are the type of products you use. These are the type of products you don't use. You know, this is how you take care of your body internally and externally. You know, it's amazing that it's amazing, but it's so true. You know, that we have the lowest rate of breastfeeding, and we have the highest rate of premature birth. And, you know, I think there's a correlation. You know, I think there's
about it.
You know, and then think about the advice, where they're getting advice and who they're listening to. There was a study some years ago. Now, again, you know, I'm a little rusty in certain things, whatever, but I remember that that young Black women would listen to either their mother or their boyfriend as far as in regards to breastfeeding. Now, and this is where I think more of the education needs to go. The mother, yes, but the grandma and the man in their life, Okay, the man that helped make that baby needs to be re-educated so that
And
they
we
can
had this conversation, Deidra. This is all for you. We
Yes.
had this conversation. This is all for you. Because honestly, like right after we had this conversation, I got to work. I got a bunch of grandmas ready to learn something new.
Yes.
'Cause I got a lot of moms right now. I have a lot of mothers right now, and you're right. You're right. You're
and we
right.
have cultural norms and traditions that are good and some that are not so good. And they come from out of, okay, don't spoil that baby, because you can't keep that baby with you because you have to work early. You have to get back in somebody else's kitchen or household to take care of them. You can't, sit down and be with your baby all the time. Stop spoiling, quote unquote, that baby. That comes from our situation, and being working mothers, working parents at all times.
Yes.
There's no time that, we're just gonna, be housewives. That was non-existent in the Black community. Everybody worked. Everybody worked. So it was a common thing to say, no, don't so-called spoil that baby. Don't keep hope, because they're not gonna want to be, they're not gonna want to be with other people. Why they have to think about being with other people? Because you will have to leave them in order to feed them. So it's, certain misconceptions, like you said, that we have to break. And because I know we still got some of those support systems, but now they have to be re-educated. They have to be, kind of more open, to learning, it's not like that, Ma. Maybe we should look at it this way. Maybe you can support her that way, or even about what breastfeeding can do or what it does to the breast and so on. That that needs to be reevaluated, and really talk frankly with the men in their lives,
right?
With them as a family.
Yes.
What are you afraid of?
Yes, it's a part of how I like bringing in these community moms that have never heard most of the things that I say to them. Like I have a mom right now teetering on, like, is she for real? But I mean, when I bring them in, it has everything to do with Village, right? I want to know this man's mindset. I want to know what your mother thinks. I want to know your top 5, sweetheart. We do a village prep at Our Mommie Village where your top 5 are the most important people, because yes, we're doing blessing ways, but we're also knowing in postpartum who's taking care of you. And if it's nobody, we as the village step in for you. But we need to know that before you have your baby, right? I've got moms who really don't need me. They have great villages, right? But the ones that don't, honey, we are beautifully synced together. They can come over anytime. And listen, if I have to, I'll just go to bed, which they know. I get up very early.
Stay here. Yeah.
Yes, but I'm like, but at the end of the day, the other day I had, and I think this was last week, I had 3 moms sitting at my table talking about their pumping schedule, like, and pumping together. Like, they didn't need me. They don't need me.
And what that does? That increases their milk.
Yes. They sit there and they talk about milk. They have their babies right next to them. You know what I mean? Like, it's beautiful. Like, I'm like, I think, what it is reimagining what the village really is. Because, it's not all going to be like on me. It's never on me. I really never feel like it's all on me. Right now, I have a mother right now who is pumping to save another baby's life. She literally is pumping for someone else.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, this is how it needs to be. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, if we don't realize that we are what we need, then this is why the systemic racism continues. Right. We don't need it. We don't need it. Like, yes, the hospital can be what it is, but educated, they can't touch us. They can't touch us at all. My house is up the street from Children's Hospital, and they can labor here.
Right. Exactly. So is that one of the services that you provide?
Yes.
For your mothers?
Yes. Yes, I
Okay.
do. Yes, I do. We're very thorough in our speaking because like I give them about 3 hours of my time a week for each mother though. And I have a full caseload of 10 right now. So for 2 hours, all of us are together at the end of the week. Fridays, we usually from 5 to 7, it's open for Our Mommie Village, but then I extend it till about 9 o'clock when we talk about vision and goals and what we plan to see after we have our babies. You know, like it's necessary for me to give them 5 to 9. They don't always need it, you know, but it's available for them. Once a week, I do connect with every mother. I know that it's unconventional considering we as doulas probably see our moms like 4 times before the birth.
Yep.
It's not enough for me.
Right.
It's not enough for me. So I'll be the overbearing mama, sister, auntie, or whatever that needs to know what you ate today and how your week was and what stress you had.
Right.
You know, because I feel like it's only right. I wish that I had that. You know what I mean? Like, so, and then the village prep is just really like bringing your top 5 together to make sure that you are taking care of, you know, like, what are you doing after this baby is born? Because she should be sitting down. She should be nursing and figuring out her new body. That's it.
Right.
She carried a baby. She did the work. Let her rest.
Right. That's right.
So, you know, we talk about it, but I mean, like, again, some people are so foreign to it that they almost reject it, you know, like, what do you mean? You meet with other moms. I meet with other moms.
Yeah.
Once a week.
Once a week.
I feed them and that's the best conversation. I don't know anything better than to have a conversation over food that was prepared with intention to nourish your body.
Well, that is a quite a very traditional way of connecting with people, whether business, whether, you know, making peace and treaties. It's over food. It's over a common table. You know, you come together, you know, and find out what is the same and how we connect and to build, you know. So that is how community, I believe, is born. You know, is through being at the table, at a common table. And that's where you can really open up. Like when your basic necessities are met, you know, then you can talk about some higher thoughts, some building, building community, you know, revolutionizing society. Now you can start to, you know, build, but you got to make sure that, you know, that the bellies are full, that they're full with good things, and our minds will start to be full as well.
Right.
You know?
Right. It only takes a few of us, right? Like literally a few of us are raised up. Like I'm a sunny side up girl. You know what I mean? Like I literally only see it from a positive lens. I don't see anything as impossible at all. Like nothing. I'm going against like a pretty big system, the hospital, right? The hospital, I believe, is wrong.
Okay.
On many levels.
Okay.
But I'm not going to be enemies with them. I want them to partner with me. You know, I want them to understand that, like, some of your systems are failing our moms.
Right.
And it looks as if, and the thing is, I know what it is, but they may not even know what it is. They're playing a part. They're like a part of a game right now. They don't understand. Right. They think they're doing the right thing. So, of course, you have a conversation with them based on, I know you think you're doing right, but this is what's hurting our mothers. You know what I mean?
Right. That's right
now, when you tell them that their baby is too small, it stresses them out. And chances are they're likely to have a baby too early because they're stressed out. Not because you poured love into them. Say to them, you know what? Let's check you out in a couple weeks because you know what? I think that like eating blah, 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 blah is going to help you out a lot.
Right.
Your baby is perfect. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Don't stress the mother out, especially when they're young.
Right.
But then here's the kicker, right?
Mhm.
They say it to Black moms. They don't say it to white moms.
Mm. Wow. Wow.
Been around a minute, right?
That is
Been able
interesting.
to like collect some of that data and realize that you're not saying it to my white clients. You're saying it to my Black clients.
Oh, you're too young. Oh, you're too, it's just like, causing any kind of doubt, like that doubting, like when you lose confidence, that goes downhill on so many levels.
Yes.
For a person, but especially for a person that is vulnerable emotionally, vulnerable mentally. We're strong and mothers are very strong, but we are very vulnerable at different, at different stages. And we know how to keep that baby in too. If we don't feel protected, we will keep that baby in.
That's right.
What I'm
Baby
thinking
will
about
hold
it.
on forever. Listen,
Hold on to that baby.
42 weeks. The baby is not ready because listen,
It
y'all
ain't ready.
and we know.
I'm not ready to let them go.
Right, we're not ready.
So when you feel a hostile environment, you either not letting them go or the body's going to let them go so fast in order for you to be able to get away. So it's either one or the other. But we have to find that positive balance. And I believe Mommie Village, does that. And then I'm just so excited about your organization and about some of the other new, doulas of color, popping up everywhere. And of different nationalities, especially for our refugee and immigrant moms. I'm really excited about, just seeing more doulas that can connect, to women, to the women culturally, and be supported, and engaged in their births and know about healthcare, and understand how to maneuver through the healthcare system. Mm-hmm. How do you help women do that in particular? Now, do you help with the birth plan, or are you right here, talking, at each, visit? Like, how are you set up?
Yes. Okay. So my setup is from start to finish, like the questions that you have, the things that you have to prepare for the entire time. I'm a part of the transition. So it's a different model where I'm a little more hands-on, but it's because I've been studying people for a long time, right? I realized that I really want to be a solution. So I'm trying to get in where I fit in. If I offer them, ways to be more hands-on in their own preparation, it goes very beautifully, actually. You know what I mean? Like, so, from start to finish, if you have a birth plan that we have to work through, if you have the village prep, which is really postpartum support, if you have like questions about breastfeeding, if you have questions about like round ligament pain, you know what I mean? Like, you can have them addressed every week, and the reason I do that is because honestly, there are connections that have happened within our network that have nothing to do with me other than just me opening my space, right?
Wow.
So I open the space and I allow them to just be who they are. So pregnant moms and breastfeeding moms and postpartum moms are all here to support each other. And they show up simply because this is an opportunity for them to learn who else I'm serving. They know about each other, right?
Yeah.
They want to meet each other. They want to be able to bring their kids to a place that is welcoming for their children.
Right.
I've got a lot of first-time moms, but I got a lot of moms who have babies already. I've set up my space so that they really can enjoy each other's company. Wonderful. There's a family space. There's a space for moms. And then there's our kitchen table, which literally will always have food at it. It's literally like set up as if you are at home, and those kind of moments are what I need, for them to grow. So that's pretty much what I do. We address every aspect of the process.
That's wonderful. If people want to support support, like whether donate food or whether, just send some monies or just see all that you do, can you give them your website and
Yes.
Facebook information, anything else you got? Can you share that with the audience?
Okay. All right. So I am located at Our Mommie Village, community.com. And I also am on social media, most active on Facebook. I do have a new Instagram account, which is Our Mommie Village, but there's like backslashes or something like that. Like there's something on there where it's going to be worked at, but I definitely have it linked up. But you can definitely donate at the Our Mommie Village community.com, which is where basically anyone that wants to donate or find out the backstory of what Our Mommie Village is. I'm the founder, but again, like I have a lot of beautiful mamas who are ready to serve these moms the same way I serve them.
Wonderful.
We are opening our first recovery space this summer. So postpartum moms can come and literally just be there. Like just
wonderful.
Be weighted on hand and foot. Like I have like literally self-care built in, health and wellness built in, and postpartum support and breastfeeding support built in. So everything is there. They just have to show up.
Wonderful.
Yes.
And is there an age limit, or is there a certain cost that that you ask for parents to donate, to help out with facilities?
Okay, so we have the space itself is a 1-bedroom. So there's a space where the mom and the baby are located with a full kitchen, dining room, and a living room. That also comes with yoga classes and meditation.
Nice.
That is like $800 a month. If you want to just show up, $800 a month. That includes your space, the lights, gas, and everything. You just show up and sleep there. But you can be there up to 3 months.
Wow.
With all of the services provided or assisted for you. So I mean, like, we really wanted to make this a priority to learn what it means to be a well and whole person.
Yes.
A lot of this had to do more with the fact that self-care seems to be like hair and nails these days, but I'm like, no, it's about taking care of your body. It's about making sure that, you're eating. Like your nails can be great and your hair can be great and your eyes and ears and all that stuff, but it's a package, right? So,
they don't forget about the rest of the package, yes.
Right. I'm like, so your hair and nails are great, but your baby is screaming and you can't lose not one more night of sleep before you're like ready to throw the baby in the garbage. So I'm like, we got to address those things before they become a problem.
True.
So, like, I think, like the village prep includes all of those things. Like when you have doula care with me, it literally takes you all the way through the first year. And this is an option also, like for you to be able to just show up and say, listen, I want to recover in the space. There will be flowers. There will be affirmations. There will be all of the self-care that you can think of. Someone will come to you. You don't have to leave the house.
So is this 24-hour care? This is 24-hour care.
It is. We have one of our moms, which is called the Village Prep Specialist. She's available upstairs. So the village model is, for me, I want 2 family houses where we basically have families working together on all of the things that they have. So routines and structure, those kind of things. Is mom okay? You have somebody built in to take care of you. And then you turn around and you take care of someone else. And it has happened now repeatedly since my daughter has been 6 months old. So, yes, it's been over 20 years, but it really got its steam when my daughter was born because she really actually hated nursing. Like she hated just doing everything the right way. And I'm like, I really need a village, right?
Yeah, yes.
So I literally built one based on the fact that my daughter was rotten. Like she just didn't want to do any of the things that I wanted her to do. I prayed for her and I'm like, she doesn't want to nurse. She doesn't want to sleep. What am I supposed to do with her?
What's going on here?
Right. I'm like, I think that, I'm building what I thought I needed at the time. My daughter, as much as she's taught me, it's been beautiful to know that, like, I can't do this by myself, and no one else should, right?
No.
You should do
I
this
don't
by
think
yourself. It's not
definitely
meant to be that way.
natural or social. Like we might say, it's not natural, but it's also not the nature of a, social community. Human beings are social creatures. It's not natural, in a social environment for you to be isolated, so much so that you don't have the support that you need, to lean on someone to take the baby. Like what happened, what happened in this concept, American concept, that, a woman has the baby by herself, and then she literally is alone for at least 6 weeks by herself without any other support.
And they don't even check her as much as they check the baby.
Right. I mean, and I don't mind, you need to be, supported, and, you don't need to be out in front of that's okay. That's as far as tradition and culture. But what happened to people checking in on you, bringing food and like, I will take the baby for a little while you get some sleep. Like, what happened to that? That is non-existent. It's just for some of those old school people or people that just, became moms, or they understand. Except for that, you don't have it. It's just like, oh, we know you're home. Like, if you just had someone take the baby for a half an hour so that you can take a shower and not feel guilty about it.
Yes.
I think you're doing a service.
Right. Did you hear about that mother who hired a postpartum doula, and everybody gave her all kind of flack about it?
Oh,
ma'am, she did herself a service for sure, because wait a minute, she knew that she needed support. What we get so mad about is the fact that someone is willing to say, listen, she needed support, and she knew that she wasn't going to try to do this by herself. Husbands are great, right? But they're not everything, and they're not maternal.
Right.
Okay? Right. I am surrounded by women.
Mm-hmm.
Women who are ready to be hands-on with my kids, hands-on with their children, hands-on in the community, understanding that, listen, that mother is by herself. It doesn't matter about the money. But yes, we do want the money. But it doesn't matter about the money. Because you're right. But she needs help. Right. We don't leave moms by themselves. Right. Okay? I just had 2 moms leave, actually. The baby is fussing because she's teething right now. You know what I mean? I'm like, grab her a frozen piece of asparagus out of my freezer.
Right. That's right.
She'll be fine. And she was tearing it up. You know, these are things that new moms don't know.
Right.
Like, if you don't know it, then and your mom is not willing to sit down because she's too busy working, this is why we need a village. I need someone to help me with my daughter. Right. You know what I mean? Like, she's a lot to carry a lot. You know what I mean? It's a village. We shouldn't do this by ourselves. And that's really just a model. You know, the model is for us to make sure that we are not leaving each other behind. The village can exist, and we're reimagining it right now. You know what I mean? Like, I know my very dear friend, like, I love her so much, but she is in Senegal. And this model that we're talking about is still in existence.
Yes.
I can't wait to get there. Trust me when I tell you, when I get there, you're going to be sick of me. I'm going to be on Facebook every day. See, I told you I exist. And I know it works because we have to love each other. Right. That's the end.
That's right.
We have to.
That's right. So at the march, we're kind of coming to a close. Yes. At the march, what are some of the things that you want to to pull to the forefront?
Well, I definitely
on May 15th, Women's March. Solidarity, Victory, and Healing, 1 to 3 p.m. at Broderick Park.
Yes.
So what are the things that you will be presenting?
Well, I know for sure that maternal health is something that is very sweet to me, but because I have an 11-year-old daughter, it means everything to me. Everyone around me, they either have a boy or a girl, right? But the girls, like, they're all feisty. They're all ready to, like, okay.
Yes.
So this is for them because they have to figure out where they are in the world, and we have to love them and be there for them. You know what I mean? So I think at the end of the day, what the march really represents to me is showing up in mass numbers, knowing that we as women are here and we're ready to take on the future. A lot of the times we have been shunned or pushed to the side. The future is female. Okay, yes. We've tried it the male way. We might want to try it this way now. Because as maternal beings, we know what it takes to think three-dimensionally. You know, like we think outside of just one person.
That is so funny. I just told my son that. I said, this is how you think. I understand that and I respect that. But this is how women think, you know?
Right. We're thinking all the time.
Right. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's so funny. Because I thought it was only in my head.
Yes. Listen, we are connected. We are connected for sure. It doesn't matter if we talk every day or not.
Yes.
This work is something that we do together. And honestly, like, I respect everything that you're doing. I love it. Right. You know, being a part of the network that you are, I'm just like, listen, we going to get it by hook or by crook. We going to get it.
We going to get it. That's right.
And so, I'm doing it.
That's right. And, so, you're welcome, to these platforms, talking peace and, these rallies and marches and so on that we're doing, because we have to, it's an education of the community. And so I just want to thank you for, being on with us today. I'm excited. If anybody wants to learn more about Shyana and Our Mommie Village, go to, say it again,
Our Mommie Village community.com or Facebook is thriving, honey. Be right on Facebook with Our Mommie Village, because I'm really more active on that one because I get to talk to the people. Like, I'll put a post out and people are talking to me. They're in my inbox and I love it. Please continue. Like the community babies, like they're already precious to me. You have no idea how much I've prayed for you already. I absolutely love you. So, I mean, I look at every woman, obviously with respect, but especially when they're carrying a baby, there's a lot that she's going through already. There's a lot of questions she has. And sometimes they feel like a pest. This is why I offer weekly. Well, no, you're not a pest. I can talk about this all day.
Yeah. And, I understand, and I can too. And understanding the connection, from, like I said, that one-on-one to seeing it on a larger, dealing with things on a larger scale. So I'm fighting for you on this end while you fighting, at the kitchen table, but we are all fighting for the same liberation, of families and mothers to be the best that they can be. Well, thank you so much, Shyana, for talking with me. It was such a pleasure.
Absolutely, and thank you. Thank you for having me.
No problem. You have all been listening to Talking Peace. I am your host, Deidra EmEl. Listen to us every Monday, 1 to 3 on WBNY Radio 91.3. And until next time, we have been talking peace. Peace and love.
Yes.
Thank you, everyone.
Good night. Are we all good?
I don't know.
Are we still on?
I think so.
Oh, dear.
I'm waiting for Richard.
Oh, Richard. Cut us off,
Richard. Because I didn't want to go over time.
This is me. No, I think you did good because we have 5 minutes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So I kind of did about 50-minute, thing there.
I think it's great. I think it was perfect, actually.
Yeah.
And we'll share it and share it and share it, and we'll get lots of people to talk about
Wonderful.
it too.
But
So,
yeah, I'm excited. I think I see Vicky Ross. She said truth and love. I'm not, I think is that in Facebook? I think I think we saw a little bit.
I think he does go live on Facebook.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm excited about this Wednesday. I do not know what to expect. I mean, this Sunday.
Saturday?
I don't know.
Sunday, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm just excited. I'm excited about just the love. I just want to see outpouring of love and community and connection so that we can be regenerated, what do you call it? Or fulfilled, refilled to keep working, to keep at the work. This is to me a part of the self-care
Right.
that we do is coming together, so it's a little bit different, energy than our past, women's marches, but to me it's still on the same, it's still the same. At the same time, we angry, we ready to fight, and at the same time, we need to love on each other,
Right.
we need to do some basic ceremony to, connect to healing, connect to each other, connect to the land. And, so it's, just being next to the water, it's going to give it a whole nother, feel.
And Broderick Park is so beautiful.
Yes.
It's so beautiful. And it's so significant to be there,
It really is.
It really has a lot of value from like even the space of the Underground Railroad. There's lots of, like one side is like rushing water, right? And the other side is like super calm. Like we've been in the rushing water already. We're ready to rest.
You're ready to rest.
This shouldn't be something we're fighting for in 2022. The only fight I have right now is this. I don't fight anywhere else in my life. You know what I mean? Like I don't, and I won't. Right. At 42, I already know what it means to be like in an argument and fighting. And the only fight I have is with the hospital system or with the folks who believe that there isn't a problem. Any of that. Everything else, like I don't fight anywhere. Not with my kids, not with my dog, not with my men, not with nothing. None of it. No, thank you.
I'm gonna other fight. But when you're able to concentrate on that,
yes,
that's a different story too. But when you got turmoil, and a lot of our women usually have turmoil everywhere. It's drama. It's drama in every part of their life. And you say, and you about to have a baby in this, like, okay,
that over here,
like you try to figure out like how to
no.
How to peel the layers back, like, okay, let's do it one at a time.
Yes, you got to get deep. And the thing is, I'm not a surface person. So like, I'm going to dive right in. I'm going to see what I see. And I'll be like, listen, this is what we got to deal with because your baby isn't coming. You're going to have a C-section based on the fact that your baby ain't coming. Because you're not going to hold on. You holding on for dear life. Why? Because you're not ready to release this baby. Let's talk about it. Right. Your man ain't nothing. Let's figure out why he ain't nothing. Okay? Because I'm going to say out loud, listen, can we fix this situation? If we can't, we got to let him go. Right? And I say we because I'm like, you're not by yourself. So they're like, oh, we. Do you really mean we? Yes, I really mean we. Okay? Because I don't deal with no nonsense in my house, which means you are welcome as long as you are not for the mess. I don't do no mess nowhere. Okay? Right. If you're going to love this mama who is holding a baby of ours, you're going to love her right, then we good. You don't know how to love her right, but you willing, we'll teach you. But if you really not going to learn, you got to go. You're nonsense at this point. We don't need none of that because guess what? She has to have a baby. And on the other end, I need both of them to come home. You are a risk factor and a liability.
Yes. And people don't really realize that now, that it's still a life or death situation.
Yes.
and it can turn so quickly.
Yes.
And I always tell people, like, I felt the closest to God when I was at a birth, and
Yes.
at a labor, because I just had to rely, on the universe. I have to rely on that, on the Great Spirit to guide me, to listen, to help, to see beyond what's physical, because everything that was happening was within. Now I need supervision now. I need to see, what's happening here. Like, let me feel who's coming in and out, who don't need to be in this room, who needs to be in this room, so that you can give birth to this baby. Who, like you said, how do I bring them home safely?
Yes. You be the love in the room, and you literally, as the love in the room, I am like a bouncer. Sweetheart, she'll see you after she has the baby. I'll let you know as soon as she delivers. Go have a seat. You know what? Go get her. She needs a new toothbrush.
Right. Go take care of it this way. But, and people need, it's that basic education. Like, this is how you support, hold her hand, wipe her brow, rub her back, move her back this way, maybe hold her that way. Like, let me show you how to give support.
Mm-hmm.
And when we do that, I see the people in their lives, whoever it is, grandma, man, husband, whoever it is, they feel so empowered in how to help, and not just stand them like, oh, they sick. Oh, I don't know what to do.
Right.
Oh, well, it's just like, I'll just sit here and read, or I'm going to sit here and keep asking a whole bunch of questions to the doctors. It's not helping the mother right now.
Right. And so, I've had one, like, I love, that my, we call him husband now. He's our husband.
Okay.
Was there for their birth, but I didn't know anything about anything. So he was there, but kind of as an accessory, just like standing there as I'm spreading I'm spread eagle on a table. You know what I mean? Like, you are watching me give your babies, and you can't help me. You're standing there, like, completely. What?
Right.
We got to train us better than that, right? We got to do better than that. And I mean, even if the man doesn't necessarily know, like, you're going into a period of time where, listen, this transition, it might be rough, but baby, you got to step up. This is your baby being born. This is the woman that you absolutely adore. So if that's the case, love on her.
That's right.
Bring her tea and rub her back and rub her feet, and bring her shea butter if she wants it, ice cream, pickles, whatever it is. She's carrying a human. She's growing this baby with you.
Right. That's right.
Village prep, honey. That's what I do. I sit here at my little table that can seat 7, okay? 5 of them are the mom's people. 1 is the mom, and then here I am sitting at the head with my pen and my notebook.
That's right. Writing
stuff down.
I think it's a wonderful, wonderful thing that you're doing, and I hope to be a part in some way, shape, or form, soon or in the future, somewhere in there, as the universe, see fit. But I completely believe in what you're doing, and I think it's awesome.
Thank you so much.
I think we have Richard back. So,
hey, Richard, thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, so I think I closed out a little
could talk about this a long time, honey.
I know, right?
We can. We'll be on here until tomorrow. But I mean, I'm so thankful for this evening and speaking to you about it.
Yeah,
it's
same here. So we got to get together a little more often.
Absolutely.
I got to come to your
schedules, because we out here saving the world. You got your kids, I got mine. I got my kids. I'm trying to see how many people